I thought the biggest thing that he has been able to do over the course of a season was his steadiness of approach. Never too high with the highs, never too low with the lows, just kept working. And, guys kind of saw that approach, and I think that helped our offense. I think it helped our team, and we appreciate that steadiness out of him. And he grinds. I mean, that steadiness does not imply the grind he has to improve day in and day out, but you see a steadiness culminate with a steady improvement. That's pretty cool. That's what a season's all about.
Can you share what some of that grind is? I mean, how many hours is he in there studying? What are the types of things he's doing?
Well, that's just it. These guys, they're student athletes, right? They have class, they have tests, they have papers. And so within that time frame, there's a million different ways that you prepare. You prepare your body, how you take care of yourself, from the weight room with Coach K and the staff to lifting to, okay, I need to be in the cold tubs. I need to get this stretch. I got to take care of my arm this way in the training room. I need to get film. I need to study this matchup. I need to go over the plays so I repeat them a million times so I can spit them out cleanly and clearly. And there's so many different ways, and especially for a QB to kind of prep during a week, he's just kind of mastered that grind. It's not that one thing you say, okay, just do this and everything's perfect. It's kind of a grind, and he's done a good job of taking on that task.
You've got history with Ohio State as a grad assistant, playing against them, coaching against them. Is it safe to say that this program, I mean, it was great when I grew up watching it, but has become kind of the standard in the league recently with their winning titles?
I just think you've seen a lot of top talent and a lot of top execution, and that's what you look at, and you look at that and you're like, okay, friggin', this is a pretty good group. They're smart, they play extremely hard. You could tell there's a grind to them, you know what I mean? And the guys are in it together, and that's why they're a good team.
All the attention goes on the pass rush and Chase Young, obviously, with this defense, but what have you seen from their secondary throughout the season? It seems like even when the new kid passes off opponents, it's pretty tough to complete it.
Playmaking ability, I think they really do complement the guys in the front. They get pressure, those guys cut it loose and make plays, and they come up with big plays in the back end, and they're aggressive to the ball. You see sometimes that ball's going and you're like, boom, and someone cuts underneath and makes a play. I think that's what you see stand out the most out of them. They're aggressive. You expect that out of them. You expect that type of fight to resist any type of separation, but their playmaking ability, I think, is what really helps them to stand out.
You've got some guys on your side of the ball, Jonathan Taylor, obviously one of them, who are worthy of all-conference recognition, I think.
Who do I think?
Yeah, do you have a bunch of guys on your side of the ball you think are worthy of all-conference?
I obviously I do, but I don't get to see every last guy perform and see what they do. But I love our guys, man. I love how they work, and I'm sure there are, and I know there are. But I'll let other people make those decisions.
The last time you guys played Ohio State was one of the rare occasions. I think you could say the offensive line maybe didn't perform up to the level that it usually does. What's the difference now as you look at the line, what they've been able to do the last 4 games, that gives you belief they'll hold up better than they did the first time?
Well, I think it still comes down to matchups, and I think we've got to do a great job of helping them to be their best, and they got to do a great job of helping themselves to be at their best, and I think we can do a better job of that. I know we can. So I'm excited for that opportunity, for that second chance at it, and I believe they are as well. But it's going to be the same guys lined up against the same guys, and that's the challenge. They're an outstanding group, and we're excited for that challenge.
Has Mormon been able to go this week?
A little bit, very limited. Got an ankle during the week last week. Kind of stumbled through the rest of the week. Tried it at the beginning of the game, wasn't there. And got Kayden going after the first series. Mormon's like, I just can't do it. And we just kind of moved forward. Kayden started a little bit slow and then came through to play his best game, which was pretty cool. You know what I mean? And that's it. Guys have had to step up. Each needed to step up and play earlier, a week or two ago. Kayden needs to step up. So that's part of being a good team in November and early December now.
When it comes to, I know he had the kickoff return last week, but in terms of Isaac Rendo and his kind of progression, how has he adjusted to running back again, and how has he kind of worked through that hamstring issue?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think the biggest thing that's held him back was that hamstring. Really took him out of most of camp and the beginning of the season, and it's been awesome to have him back working. And guy's got a bright future, and obviously he's got big playability. So he's fun. Just trying to keep finding opportunities for him, keep working him in, and got excited that he's back and. He was out there contributing. That's freaking cool. When you see a young guy spark like that, sometimes that's kind of the echo of, okay, I'm kind of ready, which is good.
On Saturday, Paul called Quintez the ultimate teammate. How have you seen him embody that this year, especially after everything he went through in the last year and a half?
I always say, what a teammate, what's an ultimate teammate? And I think regardless of the given play call, if everything you do is to make your team and the guys around you better in your execution, then that's probably as good a teammate as you can be. And if you could do that consistently over a period of time, that not only sets a standard for a position, it can set a standard for an entire offense that's able to see that and watch that. And I just think he's one example on this offense that has done a tremendous job of being that type of committed player, and that's a great compliment from coach, great compliment from anyone to give to somebody, but you see that and reflect in his play.
For a wide receiver, is that running your route very hard even though the ball may not come to you, or busting your butt downfield for a downfield block?
Yeah, and you know what, sometimes it's learning enough of the play to know, boy, if I do this, I know I set up this guy. And if I do this, I get it. I'm the primary on this. This is what I need to do. And okay, here's that block I need to do. And that sometimes your route sets up another guy to spring open. And sometimes what you do is it's yours, but you got to be at the right depth and you got to see it the same way as the QB. And there's a million different ways to execute. And if you're committed enough to learn enough to know the details, to put it on tape, guys around you feel that same thing. And that's probably what he's referencing.
Joe, how much easier or just different is it to prepare for a team the second time?
Probably depends what they look like the first time. I don't know if it's any easier with this group. They look the same, pretty damn good. And so sometimes it is. Sometimes it is easier when you prepare a second time. And sometimes it's harder. Sometimes you had good ideas and you're trying to come up with ideas and you're like, oh, shoot, I kind of did that already. So it's always different. Hopefully you see it always with some fresh eyes and, you're blessed with some ideas that come to you. But this is going to be that same group, so there's nothing easy about a second time with this crowd.